What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Bad Talk Show. So today, as you can tell, we're on a beach because we're sick and tired of the cold weather. We're basically in the same location. Shout out to San Diego, man. I got some family out there, so hopefully y'all are watching it. But we got a fun episode for you guys. So we're gonna talk about financial questions that y'all should be asking your significant other before actually cuffing them. Because a lot of y'all are not asking these questions. It's leading to a lot of problems. The divorce rate is insanely high right now, and we just want to see y'all happy. All right. So we're gonna dive into questions. This might lead to some debate because Rel might be wrong in certain things, which is fine. But let's get started. I'm gonna share my screen right now and we can kick it off, right? So this is directly coming from TD, right? Like we found these questions online and we thought it'd be pretty cool to talk about this because once again, relationships and finances are two of the biggest factors in life, right? And we want to tackle this with you. So these are 10 financial questions to ask your partner before things get serious. And if things are already serious with you guys, this is still something that y'all should ask. Okay. So as you can see on screen, it says 50% of married couples surveyed say they discuss money weekly. That's amazing, but I think that should be higher. Right? What do you think?
It should 100% be higher, bro. That should be 100%, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Money
Exactly.
revolves around a lot of things we do, and as a couple, there's gonna be a lot of instances where money could get in the way. That's why the divorce rates are so high behind financial reasons.
And then we over here see 29% of divorced couples surveyed say they discussed money weekly with their former partner.
There you go.
I would say once again, that number, if it was higher, I believe personally, this is an opinion, but stats also prove it that, if you discuss your finances and you're on the same page, it leads to less problems in a relationship. And we want y'all to really take this seriously while we have these conversations. So the way this is going to work is Rel's going to ask me a question, and then I'm going to ask him a question. We're going to talk about it, and then we're going to tell you guys that you should be asking these questions to your significant other. All right, so let's get started with it. Rel, do you think when you're talking to someone that you should discuss this question? And the question is, what are your overall financial goals? Do you think that should be a question that you ask the girl or whatever, the guy in this case?
Yeah, I think that both people should be asking each other this in the relationship, like even before the relationship. Excuse me. This is something you ask before you even cuff them. That's something you ask honestly within the first few dates. You don't even want to waste your time because, especially with someone like me, maybe you could relate. Like obviously, we have a whole financial literacy platform, so it's something that we're passionate about is making sure finances are straight. And so if we not financially compatible, we not gonna be compatible. And that don't mean I need you to make a whole lot of money and do this and that. It's just literally like we gotta have the same mindset on money and what we could leverage with money. That's all.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think this is a question I ask, and it's crazy because when we're going on dates and we're having these conversations, sometimes the person is like caught off guard. Like I remember asking like, yo, what are your financial goals, right? And she gets caught off guard where she's like, I wasn't expecting that. And that to me is like, why are you not expecting that? Is it because no one asked that question, right? And it's just seen as like a taboo thing nowadays where we don't talk about money until we're married? Or is it because you're not prepared to answer that question? You know what I mean? It could go different ways.
I think it's a little bit of both, honestly. But like you said, like it'd be taboo. And it's weird how a question like that can be taboo. Like you're not asking her how much she make. You just asking her what's her financial goals. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's like we said, discussing finances weekly led to higher rates of staying together. So like,
That's a fact. I agree. So I think if y'all haven't asked this question and you're listening right now, like, damn, I don't even know what my significant other thinks, like what my girl, or if you're a girl, what my guy thinks, whatever. It's like, that should be a question that you ask, right? So that's one. Two, go ahead, Ro.
Yeah, so how you feel about sharing your financial information now? Should you ask that question?
You're asking me right now if I think it's a valid question. This is how I would say it, right? I think that's not a valid question, right? Because if I'm on a first, second date with someone, I don't feel like I should be asking them the question like, do you mind sharing financial information? Like in terms of, do you mind sharing how much you make? Do you mind sharing how much debt you have, right? I don't want to necessarily ask that question because that could be something that's like caught off guard in a way, and that might just be too much information. What I want to know is the answer to the first question. What are your goals financially, right? Because that's going to allow me to kind of cater the conversation towards, okay, this person has a good goal. This person has something in mind. Whereas if I'm asking you how much money you make, you can make $300,000, you can make $500,000, but you're not responsible with your money, so that doesn't tell me anything.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. But at the same time, so I think it's obvious that nobody should be asking on the first date, right? Like, unless you're a scammer, like, yo, send me you say what's your credit card number, like, and all that. But
What bank do you bank with?
yeah, who you big with? What you is it? Nah, but like the question that I'm wondering is, when do you think it's appropriate to actually start sharing like how much you make, like your salary now? That's what I would. When you think it's appropriate to share?
See, I don't like telling numbers. Like I've been in whole relationships where like I wouldn't tell the number until like I really feel like you deserve to know, if that makes sense. My parents don't even know what I do. You know what I mean? Like no one really knows numbers like that unless it's my business partner. But I guess to answer this particular question, I would say we should know about our financial information before we actually take that conversation seriously. Like you're my girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like before I want to be exclusive with you. So
oh, my fault to cut you off. My fault.
no, go ahead. What are you saying?
Nah, I say because a lot of times I hear from women like they wouldn't even move forward with a guy if he's not making a certain amount of salary. So it's like women might want to know that from you early on because they want to make the decision on whether they should continue with you or not. Especially if they earn a lot of money themselves. A lot of women don't want to be with a guy that's not even close to their salary number because now they become quote unquote the providers. And right. So you might have to reveal that a little earlier than you want.
I'll be honest, no girl has ever asked me how much money I make on any dates I've been on. And that's just like, I feel like there's a certain like persona that you give off. There's a certain vibe that you give off. There's conversations that you have. And that's what I'm saying. The first question is more important to me. Like, what are your financial goals, right? What are you doing financially? And how do you see yourself progressing in life? I don't care about the money aspect because I know people who make so much money personally. And I'm talking like 500,000 and plus, but they're still not doing well financially in the sense of they don't budget it properly, right? So that I don't care about the money factor personally.
You're right. You're right. I'm just saying they probably will.
Yeah, and honestly, if you care how much money I make on the first date, I'm not even entertaining you, right? Because I think we're getting to a point in life right now where it's like, do you want me for me? Do you want me for the money? You know what I mean? Like that it's getting to that point. We already asked this question, but like, how much debt do you have? What do you think about that?
How much debt you have is crucial before you really get into the relationship, in my opinion, because especially like you said, at this age, we're not dating just for fun. Like what? You might as well just stay single. Like, nah, if you're dating, it's probably with aims at being married one day. So it's like you will want to know if they coming in with wild debt, and especially if they not investing at the same time. So you just coming in with mad debt, not investing, you're not really paying it off. So it's just like, I'm marrying you. Is me accumulating more debt for what? Like, you might want to know that before you actually cuff her.
Yeah, and I think it's all about delivery. I really wouldn't even go into being like, yo, how much debt do you got? Cause I don't want to take that. I don't even talk like that, so I wouldn't say that. I would more so ask like, yo, in terms of your debt, how do you plan on taking it? Right? How do you plan on dealing with it? Because to me, if you're catching the flow here, it's all about the planning. Like I really want to see what plan you have and how you actually want to take action behind that plan, right? So for my doctors right now, y'all are gonna get mad at me, but like y'all are a liability, bro, because you guys are 35 and finally start making money. And it's like, if for someone in business or for someone who's an entrepreneur or someone who's like a regular professional who doesn't have that much debt, it's like, you know, you start making at a young age and you scale properly, but your debt is not as high. Versus a doctor, you start off making $200,000 or $300,000 depending on your specialty, but then you have over $250,000 in debt. And it's like, how are we supposed to raise a family and scale and do all the things we want when you have this much debt? And are you even investing at that point, right? So this is an extremely valid question to ask. And in my case, I personally don't want to talk to someone who has a lot of debt unless they have an action behind and a plan behind what they want to do to take that debt off.
Y'all heard that, ladies? So ladies, if y'all got a lot of debt, stop DMing Newski.
That's crazy.
And matter of fact, ladies, if y'all are watching right now, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Just show us a little love. You know, saying we doing this for y'all.
Yeah, and for my fellas out there, bro, listen, man, y'all can still like because you guys got to deal with that too, and we're gonna put you on game. So just like the video right now. Thank you. This one, what you feel about this?
So, what are your feelings on combined finances? All right, so for me, combined finances, I think that I think it should happen in marriage. I do. Some people want to keep everything super separate, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's almost healthy to do that because there has to be a level of trust. Like if you marry somebody, y'all plan to be together forever, right? That's the plan. So I think it's good to show kind of like that union. I don't know. That union shouldn't just like you shouldn't separate finances from that. I don't know. I feel like there should be joint accounts and stuff like that.
I agree to a certain extent.
Ah man, ladies, let's
I
cancel. This
I know I agree to a certain extent. I agree to a certain extent, right? So I got this. I think we should have a joint account if for the bills. Not if I think we should have a joint account for the bills, right? So the mortgage, all the utilities, the kids' expenses, et cetera, et cetera. Like we're gonna make a budget, we're gonna know what our expenses are, and whatever income I'm making, whatever income you're making, et cetera, there's gonna be an account. There's two ways to go about it. I'm giving you guys way number one. This is a joint account for the bills, and then I have my account, you have your own account for expenditures, whatever we want to do, right? Like you want to go buy a bag, you want to go shopping, whatever you want to do. I want to go to a game, I want to do whatever I want with my extra money I get to do, right? There's gonna be different accounts, and there should be an investing account that we have for the kids and we have for ourselves. That's one way to go about it. And I see a lot of people doing that, which is why I say I agree with you, right? Partially. And then there's a different way to go about it, which is what I plan to do personally, is we have joint accounts, right? But one person's income is solely used for expenses and investing and doing that stuff. And the other person's income is solely used for saving and investing, right? And we separate that. That way, one person covers the household, the other person is investing and saving completely. So I think there's multiple ways, but combining finances got to be a part of it for sure.
So if one person's money is used for investing, then don't they now own all the investments in the relationship?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be together. We'd be having an account together. It would be a brokerage account that we both own, like we're both beneficiaries on.
Got you.
You know what I mean? Like I'm the owner of the account, and then I have my wife as the owner of the account. I'm making her the beneficiary. She would make me the beneficiary. After that, our kids would be the beneficiary, and then we'll make Uncle Rel the beneficiary. It will be good.
So ladies, he saved himself. We almost had him. We almost canceled him.
See, y'all are crazy trying to cancel me. Yeah, you can't talk about nothing these days not getting canceled. But listen, 49% of millennials surveyed say they have no shared accounts, right? 63% of millennials surveyed say they have no shared credit cards.
Dang.
So that's something to think about, because if you're having a credit card with that person, and you already know how I am on credit, like we got to be 10 toes down. I'm letting you guys right now.
She got to know how to really use a credit card. She's gonna run it up.
Exactly.
Back on time, this and that. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Whatever it is, that's a whole different story. But that covers the joint account. Now, I think this is a question that we might debate on, and I think we might get a lot of heat on. So let's talk about it, right? Do you want to own a home one day, or do you prefer to rent? Now, we can give our opinions on what we think, but let's talk about this one. What are you thinking?
So, like, what's my answer to the question?
Yeah, like, do you think this should happen? And also, like, for my people that are listening right now, this is a question you 110% want to ask your significant other, because just keep in mind the way the markets are going, the way things are looking. Some people really do not want to be homeowners. They just want to rent. So this is something you guys should definitely ask, because the whole American dream that own a home, have a dog, and have 3 kids, and have a nice little Honda in the car, and then you have a big ass SUV, all that stuff, that's not necessarily true anymore, right? So what you thinking, Rel?
Yeah, I think that this question is necessary, like you said, extremely necessary. And for me, my answer to be, I would say definitely own a home. I like to own a home and scale on real estate. And if anything, I don't know, I'm not gonna lie though, I am at a point in my life right now where I kind of want to rent where I live and own homes elsewhere, on investment properties. And that way I'm not kind of tied to one location, but at the same time, that's something I might do pre-kids. Because once I have kids one day, then I will want a home. But for now, I don't mind doing a rental with investment properties or deal. But once I have kids, you don't want to be renting different places, because now you're moving your kids around too much and they're going to be socially awkward. Like,
yeah, bro, I moved around. What are you trying to say? Yo, that's crazy.
Socially awkward, bro. You're a lame.
That's crazy.
It's like, nah.
That's crazy. Nah, I actually agree with you. I don't. right now, the point of my life right now, I would do renting and have properties elsewhere. But honestly, even right now, I don't want to invest in real estate. So that takes that question away completely. I'm staying away from that. I'm investing in my businesses instead. In terms of owning a home, I want to own a home one day. I want to have an extremely big house. Like I'm very passionate on that. The two things I love is like I love houses. I love cars. So I want a home. I want a basketball court that I could beat Rel whenever. I want a man cave. I want to have jerseys everywhere. I want to have an indoor pool. I want to have everything. That's why we do what we do.
You're right. You're right. 100%, bro.
So notice how you said I'm right about beating him, but let's just continue. You know what I'm saying?
Certain people don't gotta entertain. They already know how I give it up on the basketball court. Everybody know that. So, anywho, what are your retirement goals? That
Ooh,
is crucial. Imagine you got a woman with you who don't want to who's not saving for retirement. She didn't set it up properly, and then in your old age, you want to spend time with her, and she gotta go drive a bus or say do something
can I share a story?
yeah, go ahead.
I have a story on this. This is actually why I stopped talking to a couple of people. Honestly, I'm not even lying to y'all. I swear, true story. We were having a conversation on this, and I always have conversations around like, what are your goals in terms of retirement? What are your goals in terms of business? What are you passionate about? Like, what do you want to chase in life, et cetera, right? 'Cause that matters to me personally. And it's like, there were no goals, right? It was like, vibes. We'll figure it out type thing. And I was like, that's just not making sense for me. Like I need to know like when you plan to do certain things because like I personally am buying back my time. That's my goal. Like, I'm buying back my time. It's already in motion. Like last year was great. This year's turning out better already. We're not gonna go into things, but you already know like things are going in motion the way they're supposed to be. So like if my things are going in motion, I need your things to be going in motion too because we're a team at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And that's why retirement is such a big topic. And when I felt like we weren't on the same page, unfortunately, great people, it just wasn't the right thing.
Yeah, bro. And you're right, bro. I'd be having the same conversations, all those aside, definitely. Like, so that's major for me as well. And it's a turn off when they don't have a plan in motion. It's just like literally a turn off because like I said, we're polar opposites on that.
Yeah, like I don't want y'all to be thinking that you should be money hungry and being a gold digger, but at the same time, like, do you really want to spend your life with your significant other when you're both 55 years old and taking out money for retirement because you guys been saving for 30 plus years and now you want to go on vacations and travel the world? Bro, you're old and traveling and you're not going to be experiencing life for what it really is, right? Buy back your time when you're young and then go enjoy with your significant other, then go enjoy with your family, right? And your friends. That's what it's about. And that's what you should be striving for, in my opinion, if you want to enjoy life. But everyone has their own goals and dreams and ideologies. So that's on y'all.
Okay.
So let's do this one. How would you describe your spending habits? Oh my God. Go ahead.
Listen, yo, she better not be out here splurging on Louis V and Birkin bags and this and that on a regular. Even if we, all right, put it like this. If we got it, it has to fit the budget. And that's why you need to go to the link in the description and check the budget template that we have in our link tree.
I'm scaring people, bro.
Because once you have your budget set, you know what you could afford and what you planned for. So as long as it fits the budget, spend that. When you're going outside of the budget, you're a problem. You're really a problem because we have priorities. Like investing is a priority. So if you're taking our investment money and you're throwing it into, stupid, frivolous items that depreciate with value outside of the budget, it's like, yo, we got issues. We not gonna work out like that. Because me, you could say I'm quote unquote frugal. Whether I got it or not, I'm gonna move the same way because it's my character. I just have a literal problem buying stuff that depreciate with value. It really bugs me out. I ain't gonna lie. Like I love to buy things that could give me a return. For me, that's just a me thing. So she don't gotta be like me. Don't get me wrong, but like just don't wild out. It's called balance. Life is about balance. That's all.
It's really the character Julius from Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah, our group chat used to call me Julius from Everybody Hates Chris. Full transparency. Low key, that's before I had money though. I ain't gonna lie, but still, I still keep some of the same.
I'll say this. To back you up, I'll say this, right? I think once you understand finances and your eyes are open to that world, it's hard to go back, right? Like once you understand what a depreciating and appreciating asset is, and once you understand that, money could be used to actually help you escape the rat race and get value, you don't really see value in spending it on items that don't make sense, right? If you actually want to buy a bag, I'm gonna buy you a bag that's gonna go up in value. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we're gonna spend 5,000, but that bag will go up to 10,000. That's the thing. If you want to buy watches, I love watches. They're gonna go up in value, right? That makes sense to me. If we're gonna go on vacation, absolutely do your thing. But the spending habits of I want to go to brunch every single weekend and turn up, and then right after brunch I want to go bar hopping, and right after bar hopping I want to go to a hookah lounge and go have food, and then I want to come home and Uber home. It's like, bro, you spending damn near $500 in one day, and it's great if you have it like that and you can budget for it. But if you don't have it like that and you're not budgeting for it, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And that just doesn't make sense. So it's really important to have those conversations and pick up on small habits from people, because that helps you identify if that makes sense or not, if you should be with them or not. So extremely important question. Definitely ask the person. And let's talk about this one. How would we manage the finances and pay the bills if we got married or moved in together? So what you thinking about this?
Yeah, you have to ask this question, because people, you can't wait till you move in and start having these talks. It's really that simple. Like everything you guys have to be financially compatible before you tie a knot. So it's like, make sure you ask this question before you cuff her, because imagine cuffing her, y'all moving in, and now you guys are saying like, yo, so what we about to do about bills? And then y'all say opposite things, and now y'all fighting, but you just signed the lease.
Yeah. Now you're it even comes down to simple as groceries. Like ask your person, right? Like, yo, do you like to eat out? Do you like to cook together? Can we cook together? Right? That saves on groceries. What kind of car do you want in terms of expenses? Are you trying to get a Beamer and a Benz and a Bentley, or are you okay with riding the economy right now and scaling our way up? These conversations are extremely important to have, because you don't want to get caught slipping. And I know we're saying ladies a lot, but for my girls who have a man's right now, right? Like, have that conversation, because you want to know what he thinks as well. So definitely, check off both boxes right there. I hate that. Okay, go ahead, take this.
But do you owe money to family or friends? Yo, I'm gonna say this right now. Like, I've dealt with somebody in the past who like owe money to family and stuff like that, and like it was messing with her finances and everything. And it's like, so now you're messing your own life up, especially at a younger age. And so it's like, I wouldn't like not be with a girl for that, don't get me wrong, but I would have to really teach her how to say no and teach her how to put her foot down, because people will take advantage, and it could start peeking into her finances. But if y'all together, it's peeking into both of y'all finances at the same time, because whether y'all have joint accounts or whatever it might be, it's gonna start creeping up on you. So people will take advantage, and you just got to teach your significant other to say no. But it's not nothing that's a deal breaker for me. Don't get me wrong. I want to make that clear.
So y'all heard that. If anyone owes you money, you can still message Rel. Or you owe money, you can still message Rel. So make sure you do that. I got you, bro. I don't like this. I don't like that at all. If you're owing money to other people and your family and friends, it depends on what the scenario is. But honestly, I just don't like that. I don't think it's something that you can control necessarily. If you have school, that's a whole different topic. Of course, that's completely different. To me, if you have debt, it has to depend on the type of debt, and also it depends on your action. I already said that earlier. You have to have a plan on what you plan on doing, and if you not following that plan, I just don't think you can keep your word. If you can't keep your word, then you can't even keep our relationship. So
one, I agree. Two, my fault. I actually read it as does your family and friends owe you money?
No, do you owe money?
Oh, see, yeah, she can't be borrowing money all the time. That's a red flag to me. Like, where I read that different. Where
that's why I was surprised by your answer. I was like, I didn't want to drag it, but yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, nah, she don't ask for money all the time. That's definitely a red flag. So I get you, bro.
To me, that's like once, maybe twice. What's going on? 3 times. I mean, I feel like you're just not financially responsible.
Mm-hmm.
This is honestly, at this point, you should know this. If you have you declared bankruptcy, if you're not asking your partner this question, I think that's a problem, right? Because they should be transparent with you and tell you that as just a normal person. I feel like that's just not cool. But I gave my answer. This is 100%. If you have declared bankruptcy, unless you're 50 Cent and there's a business reason behind it, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, you don't gotta reveal this like dumb early, nothing like that. But before you get in a relationship, you should tell your partner if you've declared bankruptcy before, so they know what they're doing. Because people not, especially at a certain age, people not dating just to date; they dating for marriage. So you don't want to get married potentially to somebody who's declared bankruptcy because it's gonna prevent you guys from getting a hold of certain assets. And so you want to, yeah, please be transparent with a lot of this stuff, but especially this because this could really affect y'all heavily.
And then last bonus, I got this one right. So, do you believe in prenups?
Man, do I believe in prenups?
Yeah, tell him. No,
Yes, I do believe in prenups. I do.
okay.
Cancel me. I don't care, yo. I believe in prenups
Okay.
because I believe that at the end of the day, you can't put nothing past anybody. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen, and you want to make sure that you're protecting yourself. That's on both ends. And don't listen. That's how I feel about it, bro. What about you? Can't put nothing past nobody, bro. We done seen people be together for 50 years and divorce on year 51, bro. Anything can happen. She could do you wrong. Listen, bro.
I actually heard this today from someone who's extremely they're older, like they're in like 60s, and they were giving me some knowledge. They said that when they were 22, they didn't get prenups, and a lot, the younger, like back then, the older generation, which was young back then, didn't get prenups, so they were married at 22, 21. They didn't have many assets. Our generations are getting married between like that later 20s to early 30s range, right? And that means hopefully you have some assets at that point, which means you're carrying something with you. So it's important to have a prenup. I believe in prenups myself. I know that I would want one just to protect everything that's there, and then whatever we build on top of that is all ours. So that's how I would answer that as well.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense.
Nah, I agree. Like, because all I'm saying is like you can't put nothing past anybody. That's all I'm trying to say, bro. So it's like doesn't mean that
He has to make that point very clear.
I just want to make that very clear. It's like I might love you and I do trust you and stuff, but anybody that's with me knows that I made it clear from day one that I don't put anything past anybody. So I've made that clear already. She should know that already. So when I bring the prenup to her, she already know what time it is because she know I've been made that clear from day uno.
Yo, can you make it clear one more time? Do you trust anyone, bro?
I ain't say I don't put nothing past anybody. It's a difference, like whatever. They not hearing me. The real ones hear me though. I know y'all out there. I mean, ladies, make sure that y'all hear me if y'all interested in getting to know me. Since we just had a little date just now, y'all got some of my answers. If y'all interested,
Yo, that's crazy. I'm actually crying. Okay. Well, then that wraps up this type of episode. Hopefully, y'all are taking these questions very seriously. I know we want to keep it light, but for real, like starting the year, ask these questions to your person, right? And it's going to help you save a lot of headache down the line. But that wraps up this episode. So if you're still watching, thank you. We appreciate you. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Plus that little notification bell because we drop
2 videos a week.
Don't want to miss them, especially on Monday because we got a fire interview coming for you guys. It's all about social media content. It's all about content creation. And we got a guest who has more than 250,000 subscribers on YouTube. And you heard me right. So make sure y'all tuning in and we'll catch you then. Until then, peace.
Peace.
Soundstripe.